Alright everybody, Mike here. So, I know that I said last episode that I would make a moon base here, except I realized that the only reason that I'm right here is if I go to the compass for this thing right here. Because that will give me something very, very nice. And, I see some resin up there, and so I'm just gonna, head over there right now and show you what it is. Otherwise I would have actually already moved my base if it wasn't important to the game. So I will see you over there. Okay, and here we are. Now as you can see, this sort of looks like an exocache, except it's actually a vehicle data recorder, which is good for this prototype recovery. Now what it wants me to do is blow up the vehicle recorder data, and this requires some dynamite, but thankfully, no matter what game you're in, no matter what your seed is, you will always have a dynamite next to it, and that's going to blow up the Yep. Okay, that could have been bad. But still drops the exact same thing. It's pretty much just a different name for an exocache. Now I have 3 exochips, which means that now, if I go back to the map, there will be a different one. Now there's another one all the way over there, pretty much on the complete other side of the planet. And that's why I didn't make my base here, because I didn't really want to need to move an entire base. Alright, here we are! And while I was out there, I found this graphite, which now means that I can't actually print one yet, because I still need to research this packager. And so now if I go into this, right here, now I can actually make a packager. And Sylvie is happy. So, yeah, because I can't actually pick this up and just put this right onto my ship. And so I'm just going to package that. There, boom, there we go. And I can't pick those up, so let's just put some of this on my ship. Never mind, I don't have the space, so I'm just going to drop that exochip right there. Because, trust me, there will be plenty, especially on this planet. There are a lot of exocaches on pretty much every single planet except for Silva. You know, actually I could keep that if I just packaged that. Whatever. So, here's the issue. I only have a certain amount of launches on this thing. I don't really want to need to make a new one because I did not bring that second one with me. And sometimes it's a pain to get aluminum, even though I'm gonna need to make my own space base anyway. And so I'm just gonna walk this thing all the way over there. This will take a while, so... Okay, yep, so I decided that since it was actually on the complete opposite side of the planet, not that I went to go see it, that's just how the vehicle data recorder works. I just decided, no, screw this. Unfortunately, I lost my jump jet while I was there, and so it's a lot harder to climb up hills. Otherwise, I'd be able to just jump right across that gap, but now I have to go around. So, fortunately, it's now right over there since I landed in the closest spot to it. And so it will be a much shorter amount of time. Oh, there it is. Okay then. That's nice. And then you can see the gateway chamber lights still all the way over there. But here's the thing about gateway chambers. Their lights extend super, super far, so you can see them from, almost, from the sixth of the Earth of the planet that they're on. Except for the moons, in which case you can see them on, 1/3 of the third of the planet that they're on. So pretty much when you're near the equator, when you're on the third of the equator, you can't see it. But you go further north or further south, you can. And now, you saw that we found the mat, and you also heard that weird little buzzing sound. This is Matt, right here. What he wants is an exochip. And that's why I wasn't... This is the only exochip that he will ask for, and so that's why I wasn't really worried before. And what would have been nice is if I actually had a landing pad. Because if I had a landing pad, I could have actually decided to stay right over here. And that's the main thing about this base that I'm building. Nice, there's another jump jet, yay. Give me that. Okay, there we go, now I can move around. So, pretty much, Matt, he wants different materials. So if I go over to the mission log, you can see all the stuff that I completed. Blew up the vehicle recorder, and I found Matt and put the exochip in, and then I still need to collect the terrarium for Desolo. And then I also made the packager. But now what I want are these two things. So I need to provide Matt with copper, which comes from malachite up on the mountains, and zinc. So zinc won't be a problem on this planet because, well, when I say mountains, I meant like the mountains of Silva. Or you can find them in the caves of Calidor. That's Aatrox. Calidor right there. These are the two planets that you can find malachite on. And these are the two planets that you can find zinc on. Or, in its raw form, sphalerite. So, I would imagine that there would be a chunk of sphalerite somewhere in this, and there's tungsten. Nice. And so I'm just gonna loot these things quick. And it seems like those are the only things. And that would appear to be so. Fortunately, there's always 2 or 3. The only problem is the annoying buzzing that comes along with it. And so I'm just gonna empty these out. Oh, storage, look. Nice. Is that the only thing in here? No, there's stuff on the ceiling. Zinc, right there. Perfect. Can't even hold it. And so I won't then. But now I can just plop that right in there, and now I have 1 zinc done. So that's very, very nice. And all that I have to hope for is that in this one there's actually 3 sets of slots instead of the normal 2, and there is. And now the zinc is complete if that rock would just despawn, or I can just grab it like that. There we go. There we go. Now the zinc is done. And now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to move my thing over to the base, over to my future base, and kick that thing like it's a soccer ball. Right here. It'll be right there. I don't want this too close to the mat, because when you finish all its resources and activate it one final time, it sort of blows up. And I don't want that to happen, especially not to my ship. But that's why the first ship is just made out of 2 aluminum, because laterite spawns on every single planet. Every single planet has laterite, so you can't get stuck. In fact, every single planet has the core resources for making a rocket, whether it's like for the oxygenator, the shuttle, or the fuel thruster, or even a landing pad, which is what I'm going to be creating soon enough. So, oh yeah, this tungsten. Nice. So, I'm going to create a base right here, and I'll see you once I've done all that. Here we are. Got the finished base. I also want to pick this thing back up. I got the research chamber and the smelting furnace. I did not print a soil centrifuge. I figured that I didn't need it. But, most of all, I made this landing pad and a tether line into the caves. And so, here's the moon base. Right now what I'm going to do though, is I am going to end up going into the caves, and you remember this little thing right here? I want more of this. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down and get like 3 more of those and then bring them home with me, because I'm going to go back to Silva pretty soon. Also, Silva does rotate around the moon. Well, it appears that Silva rotates around the moon, except it's just not very fast. It's pretty much only noticeable if you were to like speed it up to 10 times speed, which I'm not going to do for you, sorry. I would if I had more time to actually just stand around. But right now what I want is I want to follow this tether line and not go off to the branch. Just keep following. Because this right here is wolframite. Wolframite turns into tungsten. This stuff. And so I want it. Also, here's a really quick way to pick up a ton of materials if they're underground. Boom. 2. Right there. Just one thing. I sadly cannot put anything into my crafting menu, otherwise I would be able to take 5 home with me. Alright, there we go. This is max. That's the maximum that I can hold and take with me. Of course I could use the packager on the oxygenator since it's not actually doing anything. But I don't really want to do that. I don't want to need to go find one. Wow, these things get used quick. I mean, I guess that it is 50 boosts. So, while I was building my base, I ended up using 2 others. And so, fortunately, there ended up being 3 in the wrecked space stations over by Matt. Right over there. And so there's only 1 more left inside that one. And then all the jump jets are gone. Because they are so helpful. And, you know what, I'm not even gonna smelt them. I am just gonna... Oh, wait. Ooh, but I need to actually keep these. So, actually, before I leave, I am going to end up... Stop scrolling down. I'm gonna end up getting, I can actually get that here. I'm gonna end up getting the buggy here because I already have a buggy on Silva. So I can collect that mission here, but otherwise I want the shredder there. But this, before I leave, I actually need to get this. And I'm just gonna drop that off right there. There we go. Actually, no, I don't want to be holding it. And so, you want... But I can't mark it. Okay. Provide terrarium with soil, tungsten, and daggerwood. Well, that's pretty easy. I got the tungsten, got the soil. Why did it just auto go back into my backpack? I didn't place it. There we go. And now all I need is this daggerwood seed. Of which I need 2 anyway. No, I don't, because I already got one for Silva. Alright, put that there. And there we go. Super easy. So now I can put that there, and if I go collect some resin, because I did not bring the horn with me, so I need to actually end up getting some resin in order to craft the horn. I used to spend forever when the update came out, when I first actually understood what things were. I spent forever just trying to get back home so then I could get the trumpet horn again, not realizing that you could just craft it. So don't make that mistake. Just realize that all you need is one resin and you can craft it. So let's move away a little bit. And here should be good. There we go. So now, here we have USAGI. What USAGI does is he ends up marking locations on the map. Also, if you don't ever want to pull out your compass, because it marks where they are on your compass, all you have to do is you just have to watch, what direction their trail goes. So, I can see that he went that way. And this should be the last one. There we go. So now, if I grab the terrarium, I can place that there, and befriend. There we go. So now, I have USAGI. Unfortunately, I am no longer maxed out on my Wolframite, so I'm gonna go do that again. Now, I'm guessing that you're all gonna be like, so what, you're just gonna leave USAGI here? No, I'm not. Because if you go to look at this, and go down here, you can see in the reclaimable, I can just spawn him back in. And because there's a home pad on Silva, I can actually just respawn him there, which means that all I need is just one Wolframite. The surface, and now we go home. And so I was on the complete opposite side of the planet, so that it's really good that I did not end up it's really good that I ended up just flying there, because it's not too bad to make one, especially on Desolo, because Desolo is the planet with the most amount of ammonium, and so it's very, very easy to make thrusters. So now what I need to do is I need to reclaim... Now I need to reclaim USAGI, have him spawn in right there, and I forgot that my backpack is full, so let's just put him right in there. And since I'm not holding anything, it won't try to block my path, which is nice. There he is. And his favorite food ends up being the exact same as Sylvie's. And so all I need is just the Hisbane. And you know what, let's put the dagger root seed in. So now, you can see, it's giving me, points that I might like. Unfortunately, some of those points of interest include, any point of interest is anything with this curious item here, which ends up having lore text written on it. And so pretty much all of these that you will see, it'll either lead me to one of those sites if it has a curious item, which pretty much all of them do. I can't say that I've seen one in this game so far that does not have one. Also, that was a research item that I'm gonna have to carry home myself. Oh, I forgot to give Sylvie food. Whoopsie. So let's just carry this home and then start giving them food. And now what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna go up here because I forget to go back up. And I'm going to, well, verify that first. And then relocation package, that'll give me that. And then taking tungsten, which will give me schematics. So, now I have this, medium shredder. What I'm mostly going to put into the medium shredder are those curious items because I really don't need one yet. In fact, you don't need a curious item until, like, the last line of missions. Also, I did switch this, because you can either have directional or networked power. So, right now it's network, so if I were to put oxygen filters, power cells up here, it would end up being able to travel through. Meanwhile, if I did this, the power cells would only be able to work on this. So that's nice. Now I have all that stuff. I also printed one of these. Oh wait, no I didn't. I did not print one of these. What am I talking about? This is the old one. I put the tungsten on here because I go to my mission, my research catalog, and I go to here, chemistry lab, glass and tungsten. Well, ceramic glass and tungsten. Unfortunately, this atmospheric condenser, which is very, very nice, requires plastic, glass, and iron. Iron can either come from Novus, or... oh yeah, and I changed my look as well. So, iron can either come from Novus or Glacio. I usually go to Glacio because it's just all over the surface on Glacio. No matter where you look, you will always find one. And so, I'm actually gonna drop this thing right here, so then there's at least one more power coming through all this, which will be enough to have that keep going at normal speed instead of half speed, because right now it's at a lot less than half speed, but now it's normal speed, and if I were to grab that again, it would go back to normal. Now, I do want to charge my batteries, and so I'm going to just plug that in. I would imagine that, yep, this is done, and so I'm going to harvest it and then plant another one. So now I can keep Sylvie fed with things that last for 30 minutes instead of 10 minutes, because Daggerroot seeds, wow, they disappeared quick. Okay. Makes me wonder, do I want to improve the mat more? I can't yet, because... oh wait, yes I can! All I need is some resin, so then I can get a large platform, and I can then make that, the chemistry lab. So let me do that. Then print that, research that. And before I print that, I'm actually looking at the time, realizing that I need to end the video now. I'll end up making the chemistry lab. I'll print the stuff that I need for the mat. Because you'll end up seeing how the chemistry lab works as I create a ton of, hydrazine, because that thruster right there is, since it's consumable, it's not great, it's just 4 launches, but if I could get this hydrazine thruster, provides durable thruster, requires hydrazine as fuel. Hydrazine you make with a chemistry lab. Unfortunately, you also need hydrogen, which means that you need an atmospheric condenser in order to make it. So at one point I'm just gonna need to travel to Glacio. So, probably gonna do a lot in between episodes. So, yeah, this was, Mind and Mike. Remember, any game suggestions that you have, just put them in the comment section, and I'll play them because I know that eventually, Astroneer will just get boring for you. So, this was mine and Mike. Thanks for watching.